We all received a couple of extra days this year, but there is no avoiding it forever, just like your death. It is tax day, and today is the last day for most individuals to file their 2015 federal income tax returns to the IRS. And if you were unable to do it, if you were unable to get your taxes done with the extra time, we've got Hilary Kramer here, the editor of GameChangerStocks.com, and she's here to talk about some last-minute tips. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Vlad.
You look calm and relaxed, so I'm guessing you're all done with your taxes.
I've taken care of it.
You've taken care of it. All right, for those of us who are filing today, like me, I am filing today, but if you haven't filed or if you're not prepared to file today, what are some of your options?
Well, one option is file for an extension. The only issue there is if you owe money to the IRS, you're going to have a fee of 0.5% a month. So maybe you want to file an extension and take 2 or 3 more days to do your tax return the right way, so you take all of those deductions. The other option is you can still get it done. It's so much of an easier process than it ever was before, especially filing electronically. And so if you have that W-2 and you work for a company, it's much easier. Now, if you're an independent contractor and you receive a 1099, you might want to take a little more time, get that extension, and make sure you check everything, because there are so many options and so many interesting deductions that you can take out there. You don't want to miss and end up with less money in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is obviously you file, and then anything else that you need to do, for example, if you have to pay them back, you can, if you don't have the money, there are options for people who don't have, if they actually owe to the government.
Now, this is one of the biggest problems, and it is so frightening for anyone filing taxes. Here's the answer. If you owe money but you don't have it, you can make an arrangement with the IRS and have a payment plan. They really are not interested in hurting you. They're just human beings like we are, and they want to help you as much as possible so you can meet your obligations.
All right, let's talk about some of the deductions that people sometimes claim. What are some of the more outrageous ones in your experience?
Oh, I have been asked if giving flowers to one's wife is deductible because it's so much work being married. I thought that was interesting.
That's really good. That's a good one.
Dating, buying engagement rings, it all seems to revolve around relationships and intimacy.
Wouldn't that, I think that'd be rough if a guy actually asked somebody to marry him, and then he tried to claim the ring as a deduction.
And it has happened.
That love will last forever. Oh man! All right. So and do people try to claim them and then the IRS comes back and says, wait, that doesn't work? Or
well, this is a way that this is what's problematic. You want to be very careful and not raise any red flags. And red flags come up mainly when you are mixing the personal and work. So, for example, be careful about taking too many deductions on entertainment expenses, because that raises a flag. Is that really entertainment? And that's what the IRS is thinking. So there can be an audit for that reason. Or even home offices. Be very careful. You have to allocate only literally the exact amount of space you use for that home office. You can't just say, oh, about 1/3 of my home I use for an office. No, the IRS will pick up on that. So you have to be very careful. Always think about that intermingling and what seems appropriate and inappropriate.
The fact that, for example, a lot of people are worried that they might get audited. When I did my taxes, I use one of the online tax systems. It just says at the very end, chances of you being audited, there are no red flags that the IRS picks up. It was really, really tiny.
0.8%, which means that even 1 out of 100 isn't audited.
Right.
So realize that the chances of being audited are very slim, and what the IRS are looking for, they're looking for really extraordinary expenses, and those red flags that get waived. If you're an employee and you make the deductions and you have your tax credits, which are also very important, remember, it's not going to be a problem. And if you are audited, the beauty today of having all your receipts online, your credit card receipts, banking receipts, you don't need a shoebox like you used to.
Yeah.
Makes it much easier. So if you are audited, don't panic, especially if you did everything right.
All right, Hilary Kramer, thank you very much. Happy Tax Day.